What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more J-drama score. And unfortunately, I keep having to pick up my cat who gets so comfortable on this chair. But yeah, for those of you who haven't seen, as I struggle to get her up, any of the other videos, this is Luca, brand new resident of Acid Techno Street, and already a hilarious, love buggy lap cat. So yeah, big ups to my new cat. We're going to listen to a tune from Crisis. This is a show from 2017. I mentioned it a couple times. The subtitle is Special Security Squad, and it's essentially a show that combines political intrigue, national level, terrorist level, law enforcement, meaning the main characters are this sort of elite, although also kind of black sheep, and a officially, unofficially, off the record law enforcement organization that is used by high-level people in the government to, again, fight, take care of a terroristic threat, or to take down someone who's ultimately, a threat to the public, and so on. But as the show plays out, you increasingly learn that they're being used to clean up high-level people's messes, or maybe high-level politicians' family members' messes. And in many cases they end up having to take down or arrest someone who has a genuine grievance and on some level is a good person, even if what's happened to them has led them to threaten other people and so on. So it's a complicated show. Emotionally, over the course of the show, you kind of find out each one of the members of the team has some kind of dark aspect of their past, which is why they were all put in this team, because they're all good but they're all expendable. They're all people who the government, if something went wrong, could just say, oh, see, yeah, a bunch of rogue people, they have nothing to do with what we were really trying to do with this organization, and so on. So there's a lot of drama to it, and a lot of intrigue. But like I said, it also, in other videos where I've reacted to the score, it has a lot of action, it has a lot of really great sequences, and not just meaty punch fight scenes, but it has people traveling across complicated environments in ways where it's holy crap, that stunt work is ridiculous. And just really well shot and edited action sequences. So bottom line, I give it a very high recommendation. As I've mentioned before, the soundtrack is done by two different people. Sawano Hiroyuki is one of the composers. We listened to a few tunes from him. The second the back 60% of the soundtrack is done by a different composer, Kohta Yamamoto. The last tune I listened to on this soundtrack was by Kohta Yamamoto, and this one is as well. Once more, let me just give a shout out to the show. This is the DVD set, and this is the soundtrack. We're going to listen to the penultimate tune on the soundtrack, and again, this one is by Kohta Yamamoto, and it's called HI, like an acronym, HI Army. Now, it's been a couple years since I've seen this. Throughout the show, there is this sort of overarching narrative thread about this underground sort of anti-governmental organization that increasingly is putting out these sort of messages that they're going to be a threat, and they're going to commit some terroristic act. It sort of takes the concept of Anonymous, but it's a lot darker. Anyway, this group, they're called the Something Army, so maybe this is in reference to that. I don't remember if it's the HI Army. I thought it was something else. But I'm pretty sure that that's what this has to be referencing. Now, in the end, I will say, it doesn't end up being the main arc of the show, which in the first couple episodes, it feels like it's going to be the big thing by the end of the run. It turns out there's so much other stuff that happens that, it pans out, it plays out, but it's not as central as it maybe seems. But like I said, I think maybe this refers to that. In any case, let's get it. This is from the Crisis soundtrack by Kohta Yamamoto in this case, although again, Sawano Hiroyuki does other tunes in the score, and the track is called HI Army. attention, the virus is back. Get out of here. Remarkable. I will say again though, like, it's interesting to me because again, Sawano Hiroyuki only does the first like 7 or 8 tunes of this. There's 19 tunes, so the majority of tunes are by Kohta Yamamoto. But the 2 of those I've reacted to, I don't remember hearing them as clearly. I have no doubt they are in the show, and it was, you know, at one point or another, it was part of why a scene was very atmospheric to me. But all the Sawano Hiroyuki tracks I've reacted to, it's like I know exactly when they're used. I remember moments where I was like, oh damn, not only is this scene great, but do you hear this? So it feels like maybe Sawano Hiroyuki's tunes were used a bit more centrally, which is why they're tracks like 1 through 8 or whatever it is, or maybe 1 through 7, whereas the rest of the tunes, perhaps even though they are more numerous, by volume, perhaps they're used a bit more sparingly, a bit, you know, just excerpts of them rather than the full run of the tune, because they're just not like hitting me as familiarly as the Sawano Hiroyuki tunes, but damn if they're not just as good. I mean, that one was even better than the previous one I reacted to, which in the moment I'm forgetting, but that was top level. Like it was, you know, it's on the level of Sawano Hiroyuki's tunes on this soundtrack, and that is a massive compliment because they are fantastic. But yeah, that was a really, really great one, even if I don't quite remember, you know, one particular scene where it stood out to me. But yeah, bottom line, shout out to Kohta Yamamoto, big ups to the show Crisis, shout out to any of you who are watching these J-drama reactions. I know there's at least a couple of you who have sort of, you know, regularly checked in on them, and I do massively appreciate it. This is a layer of the fictional entertainment that I'm interested in that I think is sort of underappreciated outside of Japan. I think there's a lot of people who do watch J-drama, but there are shows that I've seen where like, you know, I've seen other, like people like, oh, Breaking Bad, and it's like, yeah, I've seen that, it's pretty cool, I enjoy it, but like, I've seen other shows, again, J-dramas, where it's like, damn, if you like that, let me show you something. So yeah, bottom line, I do appreciate that there are some people checking out these score and soundtrack reactions. Do let me know what you think of this piece. Once more, I must apologize to my cat because I do have to get up. But thank you for listening and watching. Me and Luca, or Luca and I, will see you next time. Peace.